Since Dak Prescott has been in the league, this is pretty amazing. When he gets 30-plus rush attempts behind him, he's virtually impossible to beat, 53-7. Less than 30 rush attempts, he's not a very good quarterback, 20-34. But this is more sobering. If Dak just gets 100 yards rushing, again, he's Mahomes. He's 64-17. If he gets less than 100 yards, Dak Prescott has 9 career wins. That's it. And the Cowboys are making no move at running back. It is very clear, indisputably, inarguably clear. Dak is a completely different quarterback with a run game. But once again, the Cowboys fall into this. We're smarter than everybody else. We're just going to go back with our guys that we drafted.
Wow. Now, it's crazy that this dude, Colin Cowherd, gets it just a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, you sell the form to get everything in front of Dak Prescott, but there are always philosophies and formulas to win. And this is crazy because when I was looking at this stat line for your mind, and I get it, most people will say, well, what happens in big games? What happened in big moments with Dak Prescott? I'm trying to win every year. And if this will be the last year of Dak Prescott, all they got to do, and hear me out, instead of focusing in on Dak Prescott being the public enemy number one, fix the run offense. Fix that. And then all of a sudden, everything else will work its way out. Ladies and gentlemen, I get it. Most people hate Dak Prescott at this point. The hate Dak hive is a real thing. But what I'm saying is turn off the 3-letter and the 4-letter network. And then lo and behold, I hear this dude right here, Colin Cowherd, is pretty much did the research and did all of the numbers that you can take a look at. And Dak Prescott is a play-action quarterback. He is the exact same thing that I said in this wonderful write-up. And what I'm saying is put run game around him and figure out a way to stop the run. Dak Prescott on his own will not be able to win you games. Granted, I get it. Most people don't want to pay Dak Prescott and these sorts of things, and they will look at the negative connotations of saying, hey, we had 9 All-Pros. What happened then? Well, out of those All-Pros, nobody could either stop the run or run the ball. Dak Prescott would play phenomenal if you put run game around him. Now, granted, we look at the 2025 season and people are saying that basically, hey, it will be no more Dak and these sorts of things, but still you got to pay the $40 million dead cap hit. And truth be told, with Trey Lance money and everything, you got to quantify the fact that even in his 5th year, it will be north of $20 to $25 million. Well, what's 20 million plus 40 million, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody point that out? And on top of that, what is the long-term contract ramification for Trey Lance too? And whoever you get. So you still got to pay the big bag regardless as it relates to 2025. Now, I get it. People want to see Trey Lance and these sorts of things. Still with Trey Lance, even if you move on from Dak Prescott, let's paint that picture. You still got to do these things in order to win. Run the ball with authority to set up the pass, because that's the skill set that even Trey Lance need to have a good system around him. He need run game. He can't win it by himself. And on top of that, you got to figure out a way to stop the run. You do. Even the Kansas City Chiefs, as great as Pat Mahomes is, that team, the Kansas City Chiefs, got the ability to stop the run. If they were not able to stop the run, if they were not able to stand 10 toes down on the field versus the 49ers, because the 49ers was 9 yards away from lifting up a Lombardi trophy, that you got to figure out a way to stop the run, ladies and gentlemen. And the Cowboys by far need to figure that out regardless. In closing, the Cowboys just need to figure these things out. I get it. So even moving on from Dak Prescott, figure out a way to stop the run and set up the run. Everything else, I think that if they go long-term with CeeDee Lamb, which they should, then that should be a slam dunk, because you got the 88. He plays lights out regardless of anything of what people may say about him. Pay that man. Come on, Jerry Jones. And then even when you break down Michael Parsons to a degree, let's not fold the tent up or fold the chairs up or fold the tables up on Michael Parsons. Continue to add things around him. Even Aaron Donald needed things around him. I remember even in the earlier stages when they first made it to the Super Bowl with Aaron Donald and beyond, they had to go get Sue. Sue wasn't a homegrown guy. So they were always, and Michael Brockers and all of those boys. So it was always, how can they add pieces around Aaron Donald? And then they eventually broke everything down when they absolutely got a Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, and a whole bunch of other guys to help out Ashawn Robinson. Hey, excuse me, a Jalen Ramsey. So even they had to add pieces. And what I'm saying is we are closer to winning it with Michael Parsons than without. The same thing could be said even with Dak Prescott to that degree. You are closer if you just figure out, establish the run and stop the run. I get it. He have his hiccups, but the historical data is also on his side when you do the things that even Colin Cowherd, of all people, just lamented. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.